Hello YouTube, this is ChardarYuGiOh here with a ban list discussion, and I'm actually filming this video on my phone. I think I'm going to start doing this more often just for time management reasons. If it really bothers anyone, just let me know. But I think the quality's pretty good and you get these really nice close-up, high-resolution images of the cards. But anyway, the first card I want to talk about is Monster Reborn. I will admit, I have a personal vendetta against this card. I hate this card more than any card in the game. This card does nothing but sack OTKs, and there is no deck that needs this card for their strategy. It does nothing but draw it. You either hold on to it until you can get the most out of it, or you just sack it immediately. But it's just completely luck. It's a luck-based card. It adds no strategy. It adds nothing to the game whatsoever. If your deck depends on this card, you have a bad deck. I'm sorry, but if your strategy is dependent on Monster Reborn, you need a new deck. Next thing is BLS, much for the same reason. It's less broken in my opinion than Monster Reborn, but I still think this card is too powerful. And a lot of people disagree with me and think it's just fine. It's just another boss for the meta, but I really don't like it. I want to see this card gone. BLS and Monster Reborn I think are the most likely candidates for being banned. Pot of Avarice, I see a lot of people talking about Pot of Avarice. I would have no issues seeing this card gone. It doesn't bother me necessarily. But I kind of just, a lot of people want it gone, and I can see why. It's a very powerful card, but I don't think it's terribly detrimental to the meta. Mind Control, same thing with Pot of Avarice. I wouldn't mind if it's gone. I think it can open up some broken plays, but I don't think it's as powerful as most people credit it with. Gorz is another really, really sacky card, and this one, I think this one could actually be banned, and then send Tragoedia to 3, because Tragoedia to 3... Tragoedia does much the same thing as Gorz in that it stops OTKs, but it has other abilities on its own, and it's not a +1 on summon, which is one of the major complaints with Gorz. And it encourages players to conserve their hand and play conservatively, and not just throw things out there ridiculously. So I could see Gorz being banned and Tragoedia to 3. Reborn Tengu. I want this card back. I don't see what this card would do terribly damaging in the meta. Yes, Fire Fists are coming out. This card would be searchable, and the spell that searches it would bring up to 1800, but I don't see how that's terribly powerful. This would give Synchro decks a big boost. I mean, Trishula is banned, Bryo is banned, Goyo is banned, Glow Up Bulb is banned. This to 3 would help out decks like Scraps and Fables and other really, really rogue decks that could really use the help. And a lot of people like those decks and would like them to be playable and competitive in the current meta. Reborn Tengu to 3 would do that. And Reborn Tengu is really not that broken on its own. It does not win games. It's nothing but a 1700 attack floater. I don't think it's that powerful. Book of Moon, I could also see going up either to 2 or to 3. It's not even really being played right now. And it's not a broken card at all. A lot of people cite Book of Moon as being the most balanced card in the game, and I'm inclined to agree. It's a -1, but it's incredibly thought intensive to play it. It can stop synchros. It's a versatile. It can track your monsters. It can stop synchros, stop XC summons, stop attacks. It's a versatile, balanced card, and I would like to see it again. It could be annoying, possibly, but annoying is not the same as imbalanced. Finally, a personal one. I want Trishula back. I highly doubt it's going to happen, but I think with Glow Up Bulb banned, I don't see Trishula being that broken, and definitely not as bad. I mean, we have the Atlantean deck that can summon it easily. We have agents that can summon it easily, but not in the way that Planet Secret could spam it or the Trishula loop with Infernities. I want Trishula back. I don't think it's going to happen, but I don't see Trishula as being any more broken or any less powerful. Any less or any more powerful than any of the other significantly powerful boss monsters in the meta right now. That's more of a personal thing. I don't think it's going to happen, and there's definitely legitimate arguments for why it shouldn't happen, but I want it back. So those are some of my opinions on the ban list. Obviously, there are more cards than I can really talk about right now. If you have any questions on my opinion on certain cards, just post them down in the comment section. If you want to argue with me about the ban list, I'd love to do that. Post it down in the comment section. If you like this discussion, thumb it up. If you didn't like this discussion, thumb it down. Subscribe to me, and peace out, YouTube.